Hello everybody, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software. And in this video, I'm going to show you the connection points between NetIQ's GPA, Group Policy Administrator, and PolicyPak. Now, there is a little trick before we get started. There is a hotfix you'll need to download from NetIQ and install before we get started. If you've got a pen handy, that hotfix is 73373. Again, that number is 73373. And once you do that, if you're in the NetIQ GPA Administrator console, where you click over the repository SQL server and go to Properties, and then under Customize Options, there's a new tab called GP Extensions, and we require, for us to work, this little checkbox that says Enable Third-Party GP Extensions in the GP repository. So once that checkbox is checked, PolicyPak is fully compatible with NetIQ's Group Policy Administrator. So let's go ahead and see exactly what kind of all that means. So let's go ahead and get started by creating a new group policy object. So the idea behind GPA is that it gives you a great check-in, check-out, and workflow management utility for group policy objects themselves. And PolicyPak gives you a killer opportunity to deploy settings on your desktop and extend the kinds of control you can do for your desktops, laptops, and VDI sessions. And we've got a lot of other videos regarding that. This video is specifically about the connection points between NetIQ and PolicyPak. So if we create a new group policy object, we'll call this maybe NetIQ GPA PolicyPak 1. We'll go ahead and click OK here. And we'll right-click and we can check it out. And at that point, it's now making a copy of this offline group policy object ready for us to edit. So we can right-click and now edit the group policy object. And under, say, user side, you've got policies, preferences, and PolicyPak. And all these are now supported within NetIQ GPA. So we'll go ahead and click on Applications, and we'll go to New, Application, and let's go ahead and pick one of our pre-configured packs like Mozilla Firefox, or you could pick Java or Acrobat or Outlook, any number of things that you want to control on the desktop. But we'll go ahead and pick Firefox for now. So you can see here that Firefox is now inside the group policy object. We'll go ahead and click on this. And let's just set a home page here like www.web1.com, something like that. And of course, you can make a lot of different changes. But we'll go ahead and click OK here for now. And we've go ahead and locked and loaded that directive inside the group policy object. If we want to, we can now check it in. And it's now ready to possibly be deployed. And so what we'll do is we will now approve the version here because we like the changes that we've made here. And now we are ready to export to Active Directory. And this will take this group policy object and we're ready to get into Active Directory. And there we go. It tells us that we need to refresh the target console. So let's go over to our GPMC, the Microsoft GPMC here, and we'll refresh this. And we're looking for that group policy object. There it is, NetIQ GPA PP1. And if we look at the settings report here, PolicyPak is fully compatible with the actual settings report inside the GPMC. And if you're using a tool like NetIQ GPA, you probably wouldn't want to do this, but you could if you wanted to right-click and click Edit and see that inside the Group Policy Editor under PolicyPak Applications, the settings that we've performed are in fact already there and ready to go. So let's go ahead and close this out, and let's go ahead and progress onward. The kinds of things that you would typically do with NetIQ GPA. For instance, you might want to check it out to make more changes. So you've checked it out, and maybe you want to edit it to make more changes here. So we'll go ahead and we'll change that PolicyPak Applications Firefox, and we'll change it from Web1 to maybe say www.web2.com. So we've made a change. Whoops, we've made a change here. We'll click OK. And now we've locked and loaded that directive in. Now, of course, the one that's live in the group policy live spaces hasn't been overwritten yet. You can do that by right-clicking and once again exporting it to Active Directory after you check it in. So let's go ahead and check it in, and we'll go ahead and once again approve the version here. So now that it's now we've approved that version to Active Directory, and at this point now we can export to Active Directory. So now we're overwriting. So now we've updated Web 1 to Web 2. Now that's kind of the life cycle of how you would edit a group policy object with NetIQ's GPA. But at this point, just to prove a point, we can of course also view the history, and we can take two different versions here. So for instance, if we wanted to take a look at the one that was exported here and the one that was exported there, and do a differencing report, okay, so we can see the difference between these two. We'll go ahead and click differentiate and wait for the report to run. Boom, there we can see the GPO differencing report. I'll go ahead and allow the little scripting thing to run, and we can now see that the difference between these two values, the old value is Web 1 and the new value is Web 2. So PolicyPak reports work both in the live group policy object and also perfectly within NetIQ GPA. There's a lot more that you can do with GPA. This just sort of scratches the surface between the two connection points between PolicyPak and also NetIQ Group Policy Administrator. If you have any other questions, you can ask us here at support@policypak.com, or if you have any questions particularly on NetIQ's GPA, their support team is awesome and they'd love to help you. Thanks so very much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.